What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan aka Hero, and we're back with another video. Today we're doing the character overviews for Tsunade and Kimimaro. Now, Kimimaro is kind of an old character. He came out last week on JP, and now he's on Global. So, yeah, we're still working on that. But I decided to put him along with this Tsunade because, you know, there's no other new characters except for the two banner cards. So she was like kind of the loner of the three. So I decided to put Kimimaro in there also, just to let you guys know if he's worth, you know, grinding and everything. So yeah, actually before we start this video, I do want to say that since I've been starting to expand my channel and play different games, a lot of you guys actually liked it. I did Storm 4 on my stream, on my main channel yesterday, and I did like a little poll on Twitter, you know, asking if you guys liked it, and a lot of you guys said you did, so I'm really happy that that happened. And yeah, so although, you know, I kind of suck, working on it. Anyways, let's get straight into this overview. Alright, so we're going to be doing Kimimaro for the first one. Now, he is an emergency mission. You can get him, and at 6 stars, he is a 60 cost, but you can bring that down by putting in dupes. But yeah, so looking at him overall, nothing too special, but you know what, we'll go over it real quick. So his HP is 1264, and his attack is 1348. He is a mid-ranged unit, so I mean, as far as that goes, there's nothing that wow in there. You know, he's kind of a, not gonna lie, a trash free-to-play character. I mean, if you don't have a body character, like, this is a pretty good 6-star, you know? But if you're like a little bit more advanced, you've played for a little bit, you have, you know, either Rock Lee or Guy the bundle or things like that, I don't really think you'd find any use for him. But moving on, so his field skill boosts his attack by 80 to 160, and his buddy skill reduces damage by 15%. So, you know, my general opinion of reduces damage taken by 50%, that's pretty good. Although it's kind of low compared to the other ones. You know, some people reduce damage to 30%, some people reduce it even more. But you know what, Kimimaro, you're doing good for a free-to-play character. And the whole boost attack thing, nothing too good there. I mean, yeah, there's anything special. But moving on to his jutsus, you have, for 5 chakra, it is a 2.5 times attack and body damage to one enemy, and 40% chance of immobilization for 2 turns. Now that is something we should be looking at. So yes, 40% is kind of low, but this character is a pretty good immobilizer for body. Now that I think of it, I don't think there's any body. I think Ino might be a immobilization character, but for the most part, if you didn't pull on that banner like a lot of people, Kimimaro might be the way to go if you want an immobilizer on your team. It's 40% for 2 turns, and for only 5 chakra, that's not that bad. Then going on to his second jutsu, it is a 10 chakra cost, and that is a 7 times attack and body damage to one enemy. Now, 7 times, you know, 1,348, it's not that big of a multiplier, to be honest, for a, you know, secondary jutsu or a ultimate jutsu, and his attack being so low. But you know, he's a prime candidate for free-to-play limit breaks. But you know, we'll just have to wait until then. Moving on to Tsunade. Alright, so now we're talking about Tsunade. Now, she is a bundle character. That means you have to pay money to get her, real life money. For the US version, it is $25 for her and 50 pearls, which, to be honest, that's a pretty good deal. Extremely because of how she is in this game and how much I'm gonna rate her. But yeah, so, which reminds me, guys, I am gonna be continuing the thing where I'll give them like 1 out of 10 rating at the end of the video. So after I'm done talking about both of them and their stats and everything, I'll go over what I think they're rated and everything like that. So yeah, a lot of you guys like that, so I just want to say that before anything goes on. So yeah, Tsunade is a bundle character. She is a skill unit, and she costs 50, but obviously you can bring her down. I think the lowest number you can bring her down is if you spend all the money and get, it is 25 cost. So if you can bring her down from 20, like do the less than 28, then that'd be the most OP character for under 28 that I have seen so far. So let's look at her stats. her health is 1262. Kind of low, not gonna lie, but her attack is 1458. Now that attack is, it's mediocre. For a mid-range unit, that's pretty mid-tier in the attack range area. So looking at her field skill, you got boost critical rate by 1.4 times to 1.9 times, and her buddy skill restores 150 HP. Now, already, like, this buddy skill makes her a very, very useful healer. I'm gonna go over that in a little bit, but that buddy skill alone just makes her really very OP compared to everything else. But, so the boost critical rate by 1.4 times to 1.9 times, that's, it's okay, but nothing too special. But yeah, so going on to her first jutsu, it is a 5 chakra cost, and this restores 2,550 HP to one enemy, or one ally I meant, and grants them 2 perfect dodges for 3 turns. Now, oh my god, that is insane. Like, alright, so the healing isn't as much as the other characters. You got Rin that restores 3,000, but that 2,550 is pretty decent, and extremely because you grant the other person 2 perfect dodges for 3 turns. Now, what this means is, you'll heal them, and you'll also give them perfect dodge, meaning they can't be hit for 2 times. Which completely negates the old problem of the other Tsunade, where it's like, you're all bunched up and you can get one-shot pretty easily. But this way, you're only getting hit for one character. Which is really insane, and it's the Tsunade. She doesn't grant herself perfect dodge, but granting the ally perfect dodge is insanely useful. Insanely useful. So looking at her ultimate jutsu, it is 10 chakra, and it is a 6 times attack and skill damage to all enemies in range, and 80% chance of slip damage for 5 turns. Now you can see on the screen what's happening and how big the ranges are. But yeah, so her multiplier is complete booty. I honestly don't think anybody's gonna be using her second jutsu, just because her first jutsu is so OP. Like, I think nobody's gonna use her for damage, alright? She's mostly gonna be there for healing and stalling, and that's just insane. So, her second jutsu, I don't think anybody's gonna use. But yeah, let's go on to what I believe, or what I think about the 2 characters. Now, before I give the ratings for each character, I wanna give a little preface. Preface? That's not a word. Well, I'm gonna give you guys a little note. So by the time this video comes out, my ratings are gonna be kind of relevant, but later on, let's say 2 weeks go on and new characters come by and they negate these characters, or limit breaks come out, and then that completely makes this rating irrelevant. So I just want to say, the time of this video, these are what I'm rating them, okay guys? So Kimimaro, I'm gonna give a 5 out of 10. Now a lot of you guys are gonna be like, whoa, yo, Kimimaro, like, he's pretty lit. Look at his artwork, it's beautiful. But so the reason why I give him 5 out of 10 is the only reason I didn't rate him any lower is because of that first jutsu, that immobilization. Now I believe that makes him just a little bit better than a lot of the other characters. Now, 5 out of 10, that's not a good rating, obviously, but, that immobilization really helps this character out. It makes him, in a way, unique, because, in body, there isn't too many immobilizers. So yeah, so overall, I don't really think he is all that useful in that sense. I mean, if you have Ino, then he's completely useless. But yeah, so I want to hear your guys' opinions on what you rate Kimimaro. Yeah, so let's move on to Tsunade. Alright, now we're looking at the bundles Tsunade skill. And yeah, so I give her an 8 out of 10. A lot of you guys might be rating her a little bit lower or above. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. But let me give you guys my explanation as to why she is rated so well, in my opinion. Alright, so I want to start by comparing her to the old Tsunade, the Heart Tsunade. So obviously, the downfall of the Tsunade, the Heart one, is, you have to be in range of both the other allies to, you know, heal all 3 of them, or if you just want to heal yourself and another friend, that's fine. But the main issue was that they're all getting piled up, and it leaves you vulnerable for getting massive damage taken. You know, people can AoE you, and bam, there goes all of that healing. So what this Tsunade does is, you know, like I said, she gives the perfect dodges, so you're only getting hit for you and only you, which is super insanely good. What would be better is, you know, if you had perfect dodge for you and the person you're healing, but you know what, you can't ask for too much. So that's just a big part of it. What also makes her a really strong character to have is the fact that her buddy skill restores 150 HP. Now, I bring characters just so I can stall, but bringing her makes healing so much easier. You know, you can stall and you can have that mass healing, which is literally the best of both worlds. Now, I'm not gonna add in the whole, oh, you can bring your cost down, because, you know, nobody's... I don't want to make it so then it's like, oh, well, I mean, she's the best character if you put $150 on. No, I don't want to do it like that. So for now, I'll just say the 50 cost, you know? So obviously that takes up a 6-star ranking in a sense, you know, the 50 cost. Most of them now are 60, but, you know, 50 is still a thing. So this character will negate 2 characters, you know, one 6-star healer and let's say 1 5-star stall healer. I'm just saying that in a sense if you're having a healing team. This makes it very, very easy. In a sense, you are saving some space. You could have other characters. You can have the Sakura, if the Phantom Castle Sakura, and you can have insane healing all day, every day. But yeah, so that's kind of like a little example of what you would use Tsunade in. Yeah, so that's gonna end this video. But before we end it, I do want to say that I will be doing a character overview for both the new banner cards, Sakura and Hinata, in a separate video. I think I'm gonna post it tomorrow, so be prepared for that, guys. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a nice day.